go with the flow and go with the wind. Previously on, and she's like, okay, well, I can take your job now. This airport is busy. Somehow they had an 8-year-old in the exit row. Hey crew, welcome back to my channel for another flight attendant video. For those of you who are new, my name is Bridget. I'm a New York City based flight attendant and we are on call for 3 days. So this vlog is starting off a little bit different. You know, I always tell you like, oh, I'm leaving I always tell you, oh, I'm leaving home to go catch a flight or something like that. Well, this time I'm commuting by bus. I'm taking the megabus from DC to New York tonight. I have about a 6 a.m. sign-in in the morning, and I think we work 3 legs. Where am I laying over? Boston. We lay over in Boston tomorrow. But before I forget, I met someone who watches my YouTube channel. Hopefully she subscribed. I didn't get to really have that long of a conversation with her, but she was working my commuting flight home. So if you're watching this video, hi, I'm sorry we didn't get to talk. Hopefully I'll see you next time on another commuting flight. But yes, you guys, I am riding the bus tonight. I will get into New York around 4:20 in the morning and we will start our day from there. So I will see you in the next clip.
All on my mind, I'm feeling high. My money's gone, I'm all alone. Too much to face.
Good morning, crew. It is 5:37, and as you can see, I am at the airport. The bus ride was interesting, and I end up having to pay an $80 Uber.
What?
To get here, which was not fun. Like I said, when I was back at home, we are working 2 legs today. We do LaGuardia to Orlando and then Orlando to Boston. So I will see you later. Hey crew, so it is hours later, and I know I always say that, but I literally mean hours later since me last speaking to you. It is 5:52 and we are in Detroit, Michigan. Now, I know you're probably like, Bridget, you told us that you were laying over in Boston tonight. Well, that was what I thought, and that was what the plan initially was, but that is not what happened. As you guys know, and as I always try to remind you, is that when you become a flight attendant, you have to be like a palm tree and just go with the flow and go with the wind. And that's what I had to do today. So myself and another crew member on my trip got rerouted, and instead of working 2 legs, we worked 3 legs. So we did LaGuardia to Orlando, Orlando to Boston, and Boston to Detroit. And now we are here for a very short layover. Because of the change in our schedule, it also affects tomorrow's schedule. Obviously, because we're not in Boston, we will not be able to work our first leg of the day, which was supposed to be Boston to Fort Lauderdale, and then work Fort Lauderdale to Cincinnati. So as of right now, we are deadheading from Detroit to Fort Lauderdale, and then we're supposed to pick back up with our crew to work Fort Lauderdale to Cincy. So that's the update work-wise, you guys. I'm extremely tired because if you don't know, and if I did not say earlier in the vlog, I rode the bus to New York last night and I have been up ever since because the people who came and sat in front of me were talking like if they were on speakerphone. I will see you in the morning, hopefully before we head to the airport for our deadhead. So see you in the next clip. Hey crew, so we are in Fort Lauderdale now.
Close over another 10 minutes. Or they she'll send a message before it.
She starts boarding? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I was saying, we are in Fort Lauderdale on the plane to work the last, well, not the last, my first leg of the day, but it is, I don't know if you can see that, pouring rain outside. So the ramp is closed. Fun fact, if there is any lightning or anything going on, the ramp has to close because it is not safe for the ramp agents to be outside on the ground with lightning. So I'll probably speak to you guys again once we get to Cincinnati. Hey crew, I'm sorry I did not speak to you guys that much today, but we are finally in the hotel room, and I just remembered that I did not come back and tell you guys how yesterday's flights were. So we'll do a crew briefing while I eat my Chipotle I just bought. So it'll be like a fake mukbang or mukbang, however you pronounce that. And I also treated myself to cupcakes that are like right around the corner from where we're staying. Yeah, like I was saying, before we get into the flights and things, I didn't get a fork. I want to know what you guys get on your Chipotle order. First of all, I only get a burrito bowl. Shake it up. I get 2 salad dressings. You're probably thinking salad dressing? Don't knock it until you try it. I'm very simple with my Chipotle order. I'm a very picky eater. I get chicken, white rice, the tomatoes, and most of the time lettuce, but they didn't have lettuce this time, which was strange. Oh, and I get chips. So I like to eat my burrito bowl with the tortilla chips instead of just regular. So like I was saying, yesterday we were originally supposed to work 2 flights, but we got rerouted and we ended up working 3. And on one of the flights, they were pretty much fine, no problems. On one of the flights, a passenger asked us if we had milk to feed her child. We don't, and she seemed upset when we responded and said no. She asked one flight attendant, she told her no, then she came and asked me. I told her no. So then she was like, well then what do you give for your coffee? And the flight attendant she asked was like, you know, we have creamer. She was like, well, can they drink that? Can my son drink that? Can you bring me creamer? She was like, ma'am, they're in small little packets. She's like, well, can you pour them into a cup so I can pour it into his bottle? I don't know. I don't know how to respond to that. Other than that, all the flights were fine. And then today we had 2 legs technically, but we deadheaded on one of them and we worked one. And we ended up leaving Fort Lauderdale like an hour and a half late because there was a storm going through Fort Lauderdale, and like I said earlier, the ramp cannot be open when there's lightning. So we had to wait. And now we're here. And then tomorrow is go home day. So this trip is pretty boring, how I like it. I don't want to jinx myself, knock on wood. But yeah, so I'm gonna finish eating my Chipotle. Maybe I'll come back and speak to you guys later before going to sleep. We do have another early report tomorrow. 2 legs again tomorrow, Cincinnati to Ohio, and then Ohio to LaGuardia, and then we're done. So talk to you in the next clip. Good morning, crew. It is 6:37 and I am downstairs ready early before my pickup time. I'm so proud of myself. Our pickup isn't until I think 6:45, but today is go home day and we have 2 legs today. I think I told you that last night. So we do Cincinnati to Ohio, Cincy to Orlando to LaGuardia, and then we're done. So I'll see you sometime throughout this day. Hey crew, so obviously our scenery has changed and I have made it home. It was looking a little bit sticky because I wasn't flying my airline. I was flying another airline, but I got the last seat. That's all that matters. but I wanted to close out the vlog before I forgot everything that happened today. We had 2 legs, as I said earlier. We worked Cincinnati to Orlando and then Orlando to LaGuardia. Our first flight was delayed because the inbound aircraft was delayed, which then caused our last flight of the day to be delayed a little bit. But the first flight was fine, no problems, no stories. Now the second flight was oversold, so the gate agent was trying her hardest to get everyone on board. Obviously that did not happen, but we have this passenger who was very strange. So families were split apart because of the flight being an oversold situation and the gate agent just trying to get everyone, as much people as she could, on board. And a passenger asked this gentleman to switch seats with him because he wanted to sit next to his young son. Now that's fine. Him asking the passenger if they're okay with it, cool. If they're not, you know, you have to stay in your original seat. So the passenger gave the man with the son his window seat and he took his middle seat. Now the last passengers on the plane were a family of 4, and 2 were sitting together, but the other 2 were split up. And the gate agent came on and was like, I need to ask the passenger sitting in the row in front of the exit row, can they swap to the exit row, because I have a child who obviously cannot sit in the exit row. And if you guys watched the last vlog, I'll link it right here. I spoke about how, you know, you cannot have children in the exit row. There is an age limit to the exit row. So we had to go and ask the person that was sitting in that seat, and that happened to be the gentleman that gave his seat up so the father could sit with his child. So he agreed to sit in the exit row. Now there was now a first class seat that was open because his family was sitting in the main cabin and he got upgraded to first class. So he told us that he would give his first class seat up and he would take that main cabin seat, and whoever seat that was, they could have his first class seat. So that ended up being one of the 4 family members that were the last ones to board. Now the gentleman who gave his seat up to the first family with the father and son now decides to try and hustle the first class seat out of the last to board passenger, telling him, oh well, I gave up my seat, so I think it would be better if you sit in the exit row because you'll be closer to your family and I just take that first class seat. Guys, mind you, the man's family, the family of 4, were nowhere near the exit row. And I was like, no sir, you need to sit in your seat. This is his seat because someone is sitting in his seat, and the person who paid for this seat specifically said, whoever seat I'm occupying can have my first class seat. This is not a bargaining situation. Other than that, everything was fine. We finished. And now we're here. So this is the end of the 3-day trip. Thank you guys so much if you made it to the end of this vlog. And as always, stay safe and see you soon.